I mean, in my mind, it's extremely liberating. I mean, every day I really get to do whatever I want. There are certain things that I have to do, but if I really want to pursue a certain avenue for our business, there's nothing stopping me from doing that.
Okay, I always say running this business is like running a party. You're the host. So hourly, you want to make sure the temperature's right, the music's right, it looks right, it's comfortable, the pastries are turned right. I mean, you're just running around like the hostess of a party, making sure all your guests are happy.
Yeah, a typical day would be like, go in, try the coffee, say hello to everyone, so I'm like fixing stuff on the phone, talking to people, getting answers, solving problems, making people happy, that kind of thing.
That constant operations piece, I mean, obviously that never ends, but typically they are, coming in and operating their cafe, they're working with their staff, kind of setting goals for their sales. What are the promotions that staff need to be knowledgeable about, need to be talking about with their guests. Again, setting up local store events in their cafe, but also looking at what kind of events that they can participate in outside their cafe.
We're always introducing new coffees, a new pastry, a new sandwich, new specials. You want to keep your business topical, relevant in the eyes of your customers, so they always have something to talk about. So when they get together, for tacos at some restaurant, somebody says, "Hey, did you hear what the BCAT was doing this week?" "No, what?" You want to be part of the conversation.
What's interesting is that I always ask my kids, I'm like, why don't you open your own business? And they, even though they've grown up in this business, they're like, I don't know how you do it. I don't know how you do, like you have to be this person, you have to be the accountant, you have to be the HR person, you have to do all this. And they're like, no, I don't want to do that. And I always look at them like, I don't know why you wouldn't want to do it. It's so much fun. So I love it. But, in the end, if there's any challenges or issues, again, that's all. Then I have to take ownership, full ownership of that. But I also enjoy that too, because then, I get to figure out the path in which to fix something.
Maintenance is constant, okay? So you got to think about how many systems there are. And what's truly amazing is how many of the systems continue to work. So you get all frustrated when the ice machine breaks, or the espresso machine conks out, or the register glitches. You get mad and you're like, this is wearing me out. But the truth is, hundreds of systems are working. You've got this one that's critical that you got to fix. You just gotta be patient and work through it as quickly as you can and get it fixed.
You just have to be like, there's going to be problems every day. It's like, this is the business I'm in. I'm in like problem business, Stuff can go south easy. It's scary. There's a lot of risk involved in this. I try to stay really positive, but I've also have this other side who's like, be careful, do this, do that, don't crash the van, be careful. Yeah.
This is the thing maybe people don't know is when you're going to open a business, a coffee shop, any business, just forget sleep, eating, friends. I probably in the first week worked 12 to 14 hours a day, and I would just go home and sleep and come right back. 9 months in, I'm still working probably 70 to 80 hours a week. So this is why it's very important to like what you do, because I don't think you can do it. And I haven't had a day off in over a year. I mean, really, not one day. I mean, from the time we started doing construction, I just do it every day. So it's a huge sacrifice, but you're trying to watch every single detail. You can't leave it to a staff in the early days to run it the way you would. You're going to have problems, so be prepared to make that commitment.
I don't even like to schedule anything because I like to sort of keep everything wide open. But, I work a lot, but I also play a lot. I work and play at the same time, kind of mix it in, Yeah, it's nice.
So we have franchisees that are anywhere between, 10 hours a week to, 40 plus hours a week. I mean, it's pretty flexible. It depends on how they're training their staff and how they set up their team. I just visited a franchisee in Texas, and both her and her staff said they cannot get her out of the cafe. So they're always trying to tell her, go home, and she just doesn't want to. And you could see that passion in her. Yeah, she just loved it. It was like her home.
I think coffee owners put in every hour of the day that they're not sleeping. There's a part of you that like lives in the shop that, only goes to sleep when the lights are off. In your daily life, if you're trying to open up a coffee shop, you should plan to invest at least 10 to 12 hours a day until you hire a manager that you feel like can successfully run that without you there. It's at least 10 to 12 hours a day of like living that life.
It depends. Like, this is my slow season. In the summertime, I really don't know. Like, so many hours mentally. When I'm actually producing, I might put like 20 hours in producing, but that doesn't include like making phone calls to make sure I have everything that I need. It doesn't include the mental work, which is a lot all the time. It doesn't include following up on emails. It doesn't include marketing time or anything like that. And then I also self-distribute. So I'm sure that I put in a lot more than I even think about, because as I said, I'm the only person doing it. It's just what I do. It's just part of my life. It just melds into all parts of my life. So
physical health in a coffee shop is really hard because it is work. A lot of physical work. You get barista injuries. You touch people's food and like used cups, and you're serving hundreds of people a day. So you're primed to like receive all the germs of all the students all over campus. I also feel like mental health in the coffee industry it's a topic of concern among coffee professionals right now. Like being real about where we're at on a day-to-day level and creating safe spaces for baristas to be in, knowing that it's so much emotional labor to serve people for 8 hours a day. Once upon a time, one of the things that I implemented as a manager of a coffee shop was blue-collar stretches, just because it's like important to be aware of your body, and that's something that you don't always get to do when you're like serving drink after drink after drink. Yeah, I mean, service industry is service, and you really end up giving a lot of yourself. So it's pretty important to like be able to check in with yourself, do a quick body scan. How am I feeling? How am I doing? Do I need water? Should I eat an apple? But it's a fast-paced industry, and we don't always give ourselves a chance.
Yes, I mean, we definitely have to take a step back. My husband and I together, we do yoga. It's fun, and it's just relaxing. I think taking that time to relax, there's so much input from, being on your phone to social media to people talking to you. It's really nice to do something that's quiet and calming and just, set everything aside and just concentrate on yourself. We also talk about that for our franchisees. We feel like that's really important, because if you're all wound up and obviously like really stressed about things, that's going to come out to your staff and your guests. And so the very first gift that we give to our franchisees is a bathrobe. It's embroidered with Sweetwaters logo on it, but it says, you've come a long way from the time that you signed your franchise agreement to the time that you've opened your cafe. So, take a little breather, take some time to relax, enjoy what you've built to this day, and, spend some time with your family, relax, and then yes, we're obviously the business is going to continue, but don't forget to take some time for yourself.
Being an entrepreneur, when it's all on you, can be a rough day, and sometimes I don't feel like engaging with the world. Yeah, I know I should. I found out that one of my customers, I hadn't seen him in a couple weeks, and she was like, she touched my bottle, and she was like, this meant so much to me in the hospital for the last 2 weeks. I didn't still grasp, like, okay, caffeine, you were in the hospital, I didn't realize. And then she was like, you didn't know. And then she told me about her wife died. And through all of that, like, she had the wherewithal to come and tell me that this saved her, like when her love of her life was dying and when she realized she wasn't coming home. People are invested and I want to be invested in them.